We are at the very start of 2026, and if you've been following real estate at all, you've probably noticed something. The conversation has shifted. There's less panic, less extreme opinions, and more people just trying to understand what this year is actually going to look like. So, in this video, I want to share my personal take on what 2026 real estate market might look like here in Canada, and especially in the Greater Toronto area. Hey everyone, I'm Matt Sloan, and I'm a realtor here in the Greater Toronto area. And on this channel, I break down the market in a way that's realistic, practical, and hopefully easy to follow. But before we jump in, if you do like this video, please hit that subscribe button. It would really help my channel a lot. And I also want to be clear about one thing. This video is just for fun and discussion. No one truly knows what's really going to happen in the real estate market in 2026, but by looking at where the market has been and where things stand right now, we can make a more thoughtful guess about what might come next. And my goal here is simple. By the end of this video, you should have a clear sense of what to watch for this year, whether you are planning a move or just paying attention to what's going on. So here we go. Prediction number one. I think 2026 is going to feel calmer, but busier than people expect. Over the past 2 years, real estate in the GTA has been emotional. Rapid changes, constant headlines, big swings in sentiment. By 2026, my expectation is that people feel less anxious, fewer panic decisions, and more quiet, confident moves. That doesn't mean prices skyrocket. It means people stop waiting for clarity because they finally feel like they have it. In other words, 2026 may not feel exciting, but could be very active. Prediction number two. In 2026, interest rate stability matters more than actual rates itself. So people often say, I'll buy when rates are lower. We hear it all the time, right? But historically, buyers re-enter the market when they believe rates are done changing, not when they hit the absolute rock bottom. In 2026, I expect fewer surprises from the Bank of Canada, mortgage payments that feel a little bit more predictable, and more long-term planning from homeowners. That stability tends to bring move-up buyers into the market, downsizers, and homeowners who delayed decisions during uncertainty. Not because they're excited, but just simply because life doesn't pause forever. Before we move on though, if you're finding yourself thinking, okay, this is actually making a little sense, then that's great because the biggest changes in real estate usually don't come from one big event. They come from a lot of small shifts happening at the same time. So the next prediction is where those shifts really start to matter. So prediction number three, housing supply, especially in good GTA neighborhoods, is still going to be one of the biggest challenges in 2026. Even if demand isn't overwhelming, we simply haven't built enough housing over the past decade to meet long-term needs. And the slowdown in the pre-construction during high interest rate years doesn't show up immediately. It shows up later. So by 2026, I expect to see limited choice in desirable neighborhoods, fewer quality listings at any given time, and strong competition for the good homes. Not every home, not every price range, but well-located, well-presented properties will continue to attract attention. This is also where I want to take a step back for a second, because when people talk about supply, they often think it's a short-term problem. It isn't though. What happens with supply in 2026 is largely the result of the decisions made in years earlier. And that's why the next prediction is so important for buyers. So listen up. My fourth prediction is that many buyers in 2026 won't regret missing the bottom of the market. they'll regret missing the selection. So, in quieter markets, buyers have time, options, lots of leverage. But as activity picks up, that changes. So, by 2026, I expect more competition on desirable homes, faster decision making, and fewer perfect properties to choose from. The buyers who will do best won't be the boldest, but they'll be the ones who prepare early and stay flexible. If you're watching this and as a homeowner or someone who's been sitting on the sidelines, I hope this one makes sense because I don't want to put more urgency in place, but really hope for buyers it makes it a little bit more clear. And the next prediction flips conversations from buyers over to sellers, which is where a lot of expectations tend to get misaligned. So for my fifth prediction in 2026, it will reward smart sellers, not the optimistic ones. The days of list high and see what happens are likely behind us. In 2026, pricing matters, presentation matters, understanding your buyer matters. So homes that are priced properly and positioned correctly should sell well. Homes that chase yesterday's prices may still sit. So that's not a bad thing. It's a more balanced professional market. My next prediction is that the gap between condos and freeholds continues in 2026. Freehold homes, especially townhomes and detached properties, remain undersupplied in the GTA. Condos are a little bit more nuanced, as we've seen. So in 2026, well located, user friendly condos stabilize first. Investor heavy or poorly designed units, they'll continue to lag behind. So blanket statements won't necessarily work for buyers and sellers, and they'll be a little bit more selective and more informed. If this video is changing how you're thinking about the market, even just by a little bit, that's a good thing because the final two predictions are not really about prices or timing. They're about the mindset. And this is where most people either get stuck or get ahead. So, one of my strongest predictions for 2026 is that the biggest mistake people are going to make will be waiting for complete certainty. Real estate doesn't offer certainty, it offers trade offs. So, by the time everything feels obvious, the opportunity usually looks a little different. The people who tend to do best stay informed, ask good questions, and make thoughtful decisions, not rushed ones. And for my final prediction is that 2026 quietly rewards people who prepare in advance, not because they predicted the future perfectly, but because they understood their options. So whether that means buying, selling, or choosing to stay put, clarity will be the real advantage. So if you're a GTA homeowner or first time home buyer and you're thinking about making a move in the next year or two, I'm always happy to have a conversation and happy to chat. So just click that link in the description below and book a time that works for you, and I'd be happy to connect. And if this video was helpful, please hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what you think 2026 will bring. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate it always. I'll see you in the next one.